All right,
Hey everybody, welcome back to Conversation with me, Rick,
And me, Nain.
and this beautiful young lady. This is a real treat because she came all the way down from LA.
LA.
And you must be somebody enough for us to say, hey, we know you're in LA, but please come down. This is, of course, the lovely, talented
Selena.
Wait, I'm working it out in my head.
Oh,
Selena Duffy.
I was just
Grandmaster Guru, Sensei, whatever titles.
CEO.
CEO, that's right, CEO. This is Selena, and the cool thing about this young lady is, while we were recording this the first time around,
Yes.
because of the heat, because we're back here all the way in Manteca, and you know how hot it gets
Yeah.
over here, and on an iPhone, just so you know, personal tip, a nice hack,
Donations.
don't let your phone get too hot because it will turn off.
It will.
Luckily, it turned off at the very beginning, maybe 3 seconds in. So this is a brand new show.
It never happened.
Yeah, it never happened. Selena, who contacted you from LA to come down to here?
Yeah.
Maestro Mike Cardenas. Yeah.
Wow, and he's known you from, did he know you from here or from way over there?
Well, actually, I taught here back in 2012 or 2013.
Oh, you've been at one of the BEAs.
Yes, I taught
the
here
Mace,
like...
I think.
Was it Mace?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Was it
taught
Mace?
at Mace.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
a
want to
long time
explain
ago.
BEA, sir?
VA Martial Arts in Manteca. It is actually it's the home of Black Wolf de Cuerdas Escrima, lineage of Art Gonzalez, but
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. But ever since the Mace and also these VEA gatherings, Mike brings a bunch of different martial artists to share what they have to do and have wonderful raffles too. So it's not just that. There's food. There's entertainment, which is usually just the people in front teaching because they're very entertaining, like this young lady was.
So the cool thing is, Naeem just mentioned that they had raffles, right? And these are the tickets. So while we were up here doing the first one, she actually won 2 items. And how crazy that! Look at that one especially. This is some holy.
She won this little thing.
I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
Oh,
Okay.
You're gonna put the lechon with that.
Oh, yeah.
The crazy thing about it is that as big as this knife is, it's nowhere near as heavy as this stick that she has, and you have to tell us more about this stick.
Okay.
Tell us a story
Yes.
about this particular stick.
Well, my uncle makes weapons for me, and so this stick he made using a rattlesnake. So my other uncle, his brother, has rattlesnakes. I think he lives like in the desert or something. He has rattlesnakes around his house. So he brought a rattlesnake to my uncle. He then used the skin to make this stick for me. So it's like a nice grip.
That is so, folks.
Yeah.
Look at the interest. I mean, this is crazy.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out who he actually attached that because I don't. Oh, there's a
The epoxy?
Is that the seam?
Oh,
No.
I have no idea. He
Yeah, it's
just-
crazy.
Yeah.
I don't see the seam.
Yes.
This is beautiful, though. I want one out there. Dude, these are wonderful. Now, you have some other sticks that you want to talk about because
Yes.
these are important to you, and I
Yes.
love the story behind these. What else you got?
Well, every time I go to seminars or whatever, I mean, I bring these along. I don't use them, but they're just here because my uncle gave these to me. These are from Jack Santos. These are actually Jack Santos's like sticks. So this one was made by Jerry Petit. I guess he was an original student of Bruce Lee.
Wow.
So this is a gift from my uncle, and then he also gave me this little stick. I think 2 years ago, because it says 2020.
And you have to read the note.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Have to read the note.
So he gave me this. This is also Jack Santos' stick, and then he wrote a little note, and it was tied with a little bow and everything.
So cute.
But it says April 11th, 2020. Selena, this is Papa Jack's personal teaching stick for Espada Daga. It's now yours. Treat it with respect to his memory, Uncle Faustino.
Oh.
So
That-
this
you
is
know,
very special to me.
Whenever,
beautiful.
and in the martial arts world, getting gifts like that, especially somebody else's weapon,
Yeah.
is a lot. I mean,
Yes,
it's
I'm
nothing
so
to just
blessed.
sneeze about. It's like, no, this is special because this is what he used to use,
Yeah.
and he's handing it down to you. So how
Yes.
cool is that?
Yes.
I mean,
my
your
was-
uncle could have kept it.
Oh yes, no,
Yeah.
but he he's a student of Jack. He calls him Papa Jack,
Right.
Okay.
and very special to
Papa
him.
Jack.
So yeah.
When did you get your start in martial arts?
I got my start. well, I've kind of always wanted to do it, but then I just never did. My uncle would always, do martial arts, but then he tried to teach me in the beginning, but it was very challenging because, he just goes right. I mean, the way they learn, the old school, the way they learn, like you kind of get hurt.
I know all about. Yeah, I know all about old school. I was there.
Yeah, so it's very old. I was like, I don't know. Originally, I'm like, oh my gosh. So he actually was an advisor to a class in historic Filipino town at SIPA, which is Search to Involve Filipino Americans. And he's like, Selena, why don't you?
They call it SIPA?
SIPA, yeah.
Kick?
Yes. Oh, is that what it is?
That's
yes.
what kick. I'm like, hey. Because in Tagalog, SIPA is to kick.
Oh, okay.
How funny.
Yes. Well, it's Search to Involve Filipino Americans.
So you're not really Filipino. You're Filipino.
Yes,
Do you speak the language?
No, unfortunately. But I was born and raised here in. I was born and raised in Salinas, California.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hence the name Salinas.
Yes. Well, yes. I know everyone likes to joke about that, but my mom's name is actually Marcelina, so that's where I got.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
But
pretty cool.
so I got my first start there in a women's self-defense class, which I guess is a little less threatening entering the for me, like entering the martial arts world. And so I said, I'm not going to promise I'm going to keep going, but I'll try one of your classes. And then once I took that one class, I just continued to go. I was like, I just loved going every week, and then it just evolved into like some crazy thing. Yeah.
So how long ago was that?
Oh, that was probably like
She's the one who's
2000 or 1999, 2000, something like that.
So you've been at this for 20 years?
I think so, yeah.
God, you don't look a day over 22. Oh, you were in
I started when I was 2.
Yeah, I'm like, holy. And I understand Asians have, they look really young.
Yeah.
My wife is this tall. She looks like 12 years old.
They think it's your daughter.
Yeah, they always think it's my daughter, but she's in her 50s. I'm like, and you don't look, like I say, you don't look like you're over even 30. But you've been doing this for 20 years.
Yes.
Now, that's crazy. Has it been an easy road for you? Because a lot of women in martial arts have a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No, it was not easy. But I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why, I just kept coming back class after class. And it was actually really challenging because after every class you have to spar. And so that was like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You just have to spar after every class.
What kind of art was this?
Well, originally it was like Lameko. So I started learning Lameko. But yes, sparring after every class. And then I also trained under Grandmaster Christopher Ricketts. And so after after every class or what, we...
What did you train Ricketts with? In LA also?
I first started when he first came down to San Diego from the Philippines. I believe it was like...
Yeah, because I'm like, wow, Ricketts?
No, I believe it was 2005. I went to train with them at his house in San Diego when he first came.
And that was courtesy because of your uncle, I imagine.
No, it was
really? Because I know
somebody
a lot
else.
of people. Yeah, a lot of people don't just get to go there.
Oh yeah, no, somebody else like made the introduction and everything.
That's
and
cool.
So yes, and actually, those are some fantastic, great years. I miss him dearly. But we used to train everywhere. Like, we'd train in parks. Like he'd come up to LA with his family, and maybe they'd go to Disneyland or something, and then train
in the parking lot,
in the hotel room, or train in parking lots, or
So he was very generous with his time then with you.
Oh, I feel so blessed. Like, so sometimes I'd spend the day with him, and we'd go to different things, whatever he's teaching that day, and so I was very fortunate to be around him. I really miss him, and he really trained me well, like, for everything from boxing, to, what is it, to karate. He trained, to like, and then mostly Kali Sumo. So,
wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of,
So
she was down, folks, she's down here doing a seminar for Mike
Cardenas?
I was going to call him DeCascos.
Wow.
Cardenas. But you were able to demo down there before you came up here, and you got to beat up Naeem for me.
Thank you.
No, you're very
Which we are going to do again when she does her demo for our show. So don't worry. At the end of this,
so second demo.
Yeah. So he's going to get slapped around. It'll be fun, folks. But the stuff that I saw is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I was really
Okay.
impressed. I was like, wow,
Yes.
this girl can move.
Yes.
Your flows are incredible.
Oh, thanks.
You know, because that's what I like to look at.
Yes.
If the person can't flow, then they can't really teach.
Yes.
Have you ever noticed that? If they don't, if their flow sucks,
Yes.
everything else they do sucks, right? So when I'm looking at it, like, oh, this girl knows what she's doing. Look at that flow.
Thank
She's
you.
gonna pop, pop, pop. I'm like, wow. We're gonna get to see that later on, folks.
A little more, yeah.
Let me ask you this, because 20 years for you, right? Do you have your own school?
No, I don't.
Is that something you're even considering?
Possibly, but I mean, I do try to talk about Filipino martial arts where I can. Like I've been asked to train like 7th graders in Carson, or
Wow.
so that's really fun and dear to me. And then also like the Consulate General last year asked me to like give a presentation for like the National History Month, something like that. I'm
Oh,
messing
how
up
cool
the-
is that?
Yeah, and so it's like things like that. So
Wow.
I do those kinds of things, but I don't necessarily have a school. So I would teach at like seminars like this, or
Where you get
Yeah.
invited and that sort of
yeah.
thing.
So
yes.
here's a question that I tried to ask you earlier, but we didn't get to it because the machine comes out. Martial arts in general
Yes.
is a lot harder for women
Ah,
because of the pressures that are put on you by some of the men.
yes.
Back in my day, back in the 70s, they used to try to hurt the woman
Yes.
just to get them out of school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The bully.
But yeah, they would get bullied out. But the ones who stayed were these
Ooh.
big names, you know,
Yes. Badass.
Auntie Denise,
Yeah.
to name one, Malia de Coscos, she's another one. Even Graciela Casillas, you know,
Yeah.
they all told us when they come on our show that, yeah, we were always getting beat up to hopefully get pushed out.
It's intense.
Did
yeah.
that happen to you in the early runs?
I mean, it's just intense. I mean, I don't know if it was intentional or anything, but yeah, I mean, I'd had to spar all the time. I just remember.
And Uncle wasn't taking it easy on you, though, right? I mean,
No,
whoever's-
that's why I couldn't. I had to in my initial days training with them. I couldn't really train with them fully because it was just too intense.
Oh.
And so that's why I did.
He
like,
didn't know how to go easy.
No. So that's why I do
Well, he's
do
old
the
school.
class structure. He's like, yeah, go train this, go train that, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah,
So-
build up to my level so
Yeah.
I can train
yeah,
you.
but now it's great. Like now he's just swinging at me, hitting
Ah,
me, doing
whatever.
this. Yeah, and so but it was hard. And I just remember this time where I was with Master Ricketts. We were in Griffith Park, and he had another student come, and I remember him saying like, "Don't go easy on her, like hit her, you know, like don't think of her as a girl, just hit her." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm a girl."
See, and you know what I've noticed is in the Filipinos, like, especially since you knew them,
Yes.
they understood that and they didn't care. We go, no, go full bore with it.
Yes,
You know, because they trained you enough to be that way, right?
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
and I think that's the big difference in
Yes.
in the American Western side, like karate and stuff like that. The girls were really just trying to be pushed out
Oh.
rather than to be trained.
Ah.
And that's why I would ask you, know, because you've been doing it 20 years,
Yes.
and I remember back in the 70s, which is not 20 years, it was like that for a lot of women in martial arts, that they would get bullied out, you know, and if they stayed, they became something big. I mean,
Yeah.
another name is Tammy Whelan.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's
Crazy
kaiju.
Dragons, yeah.
Yeah, she was with a group called Crazy Dragons, and she was telling us in the beginning, yeah, I was always almost forced out. I said, heck no, I'm going to stay. And
It's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. Like, yeah, a lot of hits to the head, a lot of like
Ooh.
just hits. Yeah.
Were you ever out for a couple of days because of the injuries?
I mean, you know, I've had a lot like bruising and everything.
Oh, that's nothing. That's probably
and I
nothing
think-
serious.
I think. Well, I've gotten hit in the head a lot of times. I've actually had like 2 eye surgeries in my right
Oh my
eye.
goodness.
So like I tell myself like I can't spar anymore because like I
Was
don't.
it detached retina? Or?
Yeah.
Ouch.
So,
yeah.
so then they had to go inside and like repair that, and then a
You
couple.
can't tell at all.
Yeah, well,
Nope, you're
good,
lucky, 'cause
Good
that's-
doctors.
Yeah, good doctor.
Especially in LA.
Yeah.
In LA, yeah.
Yes.
Promoting LA now. I love it. You mentioned you have a daughter. Tell me a
Yes.
little bit about her, because
Oh.
we want to know. Does she
Yeah,
end up
tough
doing it?
mom.
Yeah,
and all of
I mean-
a sudden, his daughter have to be tougher just because.
No, yes, no. Well, she grew up around martial arts ever since she was a baby. She like we'd have people over, big barbecues. Yeah, so she grew up like knowing martial arts, but but she never wanted to do it. She's actually the opposite. She's a dancer, and so yeah, actually.
And a dancer at a special dance. What's the dancing called?
Yes, it's ballet.
Ooh, that's
yeah,
tough.
she does ballet.
Ballet
and
is
so,
hard.
Yeah, so
I can't even get on my toes.
Oh,
long
but she'd
enough.
make a great martial artist with like her
yes.
flexibility
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
dexterity.
Yes, yes.
But there wouldn't be a lot of power, unfortunately.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Because
So,
I know ballets.
Yes.
You can't kick the shit.
actually, I last week she actually let me put on like my old boxing gloves,
Uh-huh.
and she did it, and like she,
Wow.
she let me
That's so
like
cool.
actually hold the gloves so she can like start hitting. So
Oh,
I was
you,
like,
you,
okay.
you did some math stuff.
Yes,
for
that I was
Mittens.
like a happy mommy. then.
Yay!
Is that something you would like? Is for her to jump in there at some point?
Well,
I mean, she's only 14, so
just
there's
for,
a lot
just
of time.
for self-defense.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
But I've slowly worked
Slowly
that
putting
in.
it in.
Yeah. since
Putting
she
little
was a
notes. Don't
baby.
forget, tomorrow we'll start punching on
Yes,
something.
yes, yes.
Little hints here and there.
Yes.
Deviant mom. I
Yes.
love
So-
it.
No,
Wow,
you have
yeah.
to work it in somehow.
Yeah.
Just like turning the wrist, and so when she's little, people could overpower her, obviously. So then, yes,
Right.
she knows to
Yeah.
one use her
You know,
voice.
it's funny. It's
and
funny
then
you say that
wrist.
because my wife was literally just like 4 foot nothing, right?
Yeah.
When we were first going out, I told her, I do martial arts, blah blah blah. And I said, at some point you're gonna have to learn because you're
Yeah.
tiny.
Yeah.
People are trying to,
Yeah.
and you look really small. I mean, at the time she was probably 20, but she looked like she was only 12.
Yeah.
She's also the kind of person that sees something going on in public, she'll step right up no
Oh,
matter
that's
who it is.
nice.
Yeah, oh,
and
she-
say
good.
something.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
she actually jumped in between some girls who were trying to pick on this Asian
Oh,
girl.
wow.
She's like, "Hey, leave her alone!" And she actually took her to the ground.
Oh, that's awesome.
But because of that, I had to tell her, "Hey, you got to learn the stuff that I'm doing." So I created a woman's rape defense class.
Oh, nice.
Oh, is that the reason?
Yeah, that was one of the
Yeah.
reasons. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And so she started, and then it was funny. In one of our episodes that we just recently did, she actually said, "Yeah, I'm the dummy," and then Naeem had to quickly say, "No, she's not the dummy. She played Uki. She was she's for the demos." But yeah, we were showing a technique at this all women's thing,
Yes.
and the technique was that I'd be sitting on her back,
Mhm.
and she'd be on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So I taught her, you gotta pop up real quick, and
Yeah.
then I'll fall forward and whatever, right? So I'm trying to explain this, and she pops up without my knowing. I fall over, she grabs my arm, knocks me, and goes wham, and I had to get over there. I wasn't ready. So this little girl just knocked this whole man down.
Yeah.
Oh, I said, oh my god! And everyone was like, oh my god, that's awesome. She's cool, right? They wanted her autograph. But that went to show everybody, that
Yeah.
it wasn't rigged, that I wasn't planning,
Yeah.
She just said, no, I thought it was better that way. I said, yeah, you did great, but
Yeah.
damn, you didn't have to do it that hard, right? Because I just fell over. It's exactly the way that the technique would work.
Yes.
And it really showed people that, oh, we don't have to be that big. Again,
Yes.
she's I think, 92 pounds.
Yes. Yes.
So you could tell, and people saw that, and then we had more people wanting to come to class.
Yeah.
So it was a great way to do it, and I'm like, cool, honey. You did,
Yes.
now you did really great. So get your daughter in there. You definitely got to do
yeah.
it.
Hopefully one day she'll want to take it out. I mean, I don't force her to do it, but yeah, she might want to do it on her own.
So I know in LA, the martial arts people there are a lot different. And you said you may want to open up a school out there?
Well, no, I mean, I
Something-
know I don't